from humble beginnings to learning from your failures to becoming a great success. What is your success story? Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles. What's your definition of success?
Because when your team, your team watches you, you're the leader of your team. So they gonna see are you gonna will yourself through the hard times? If they see you weak, they ain't following you. When they see you strong though, oh, he came to work sick. Now I ain't saying that everybody need to come to work sick. I'm not saying that. But sometimes you just gotta show your team how strong you can be.
Right.
And I think it has an impact on people. It has an impact on you,
No doubt. What are three things that you've accomplished in your life that you're proud of?
That's a good question. Nobody never asked me that. What's three things in my life that I've accomplished? It's a really good question. Well, I'm still out to lunch because I got two little girls. Mm-hmm. And one makes me so angry I don't know what to do with her, and the other one sometimes make me angry. But I love and want to see both of them do well. Right. So I reserve seeing how my parenting, my hardcore parenting, helps these to become the women that I think that they can become. But my biggest achievement to me would be if I can get both of them with their heads on straight to be productive young adults and grow into incredible parents and businesswomen. That's one thing I think I would like to see. I've never really. That's a good question, man. I hate to say I couldn't answer that question. Yeah. I'd like to give you some real fly question. Yeah. I mean, real fly answer and sound real, whatever. I don't. That's probably the most important thing to me, to see those two turn out to be incredible human beings, knowing that I have the kind of personality that is kind of dry and kind of stern with them. What you hear on the radio is not what I am at home with these two. I have a pretty hard persona. I know I do, but it's with purpose. Right. Because I want them to see and know certain things, and it's important to me. Mostly, man, I'm happy that I've been able to do things my way, so to speak. It's like that Frank Sinatra song. I did it my way. I really have, man. I've been really blessed, man. For whatever reason, God has been really, really kind to me, because He's given me the ability to really, truly do no one has ever come in and say, hey, Hatter, you can't do this. Right. And in this business, that's a hard thing to achieve, because everybody's telling you what to do. They've literally, every boss that I've ever had is always given me, ever since I started, I'm literally probably spoiled. Yeah. Because they've always just believed in my talent and knew that, I understood what the limitation, I understood the job so well and what it was or what it is to be a radio personality, that they kind of just like, we don't even worry about him. We'll worry about the other guys we got working. This guy knows how to do this job. So I've been lucky in that, and I'm happy that I've always been able to have that kind of lead way. Mostly I just try to be quiet and stay out the way in life, though. For real, I really, my life has always been, I wanted to be the guy in the background. I just wanted to be the guy in the background with the most money. but it was always hard to get everybody on one page. And like, everybody's not going to follow to the beat of that drummer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yo, we gotta we gotta make this sacrifice so we can make this happen. Everybody's not going to do that. Hey man, if we want a band, we want to play all day long. Nah, we want to go out and drink and smoke and have fun. No, if we want to do this, this is what we got to do. Well, I don't want to do. Okay, well, I can't. And you got to make a decision right there. You got to be able to look at your friends and say, they ain't going where I'm going.
Sacrifice.
And I don't know where I got that from, but at early age, I was able to make assessments. Like when the crew wasn't good for me no more. And maybe that came because my father was military and we ran through these different places, so I didn't get too attached or feel the need to follow. Like I just was never a good follower.
Yeah.
I never was a good follower. And if the crowd was going right and I thought that right was wrong, I just wasn't out. Yeah, I was totally cool with it.
Right.
And I've always just been that kind of person, not following the crowd. So that could be some detriment to that, or it could be it was for good. I reserve the right to find out at some point in my life, but at this point, I really still don't know what would be the case, to be honest with you. So I don't know. Your question is good. I don't have an answer for that question, man. I'd like to see those two girls be very productive, law-abiding, incredible human beings.
There you go.
If I see that everything in life that I did, it made a purpose because God put me in their life for some particular purpose, mysteriously, and once He appoints you as the person for that job, you just play it out. So I hope I don't let them down, I guess.
I think too. You talked about you've been blessed, the situations that you've been in with jobs to where they give you the leeway. Hey, do your thing. But I can say to you, I've kind of felt like that in my career some too.
Mm-hmm.
You're like me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you sure? Mm-hmm. Man, you don't want me to mess this up,
Yeah.
Like, really? But, when you look back on it, I'm not talking about me, but I've seen other people that way as well. But, like, those things don't just happen. You know what I'm saying? Like for you to be in a situation where you have, a job where people say, hey, we're just going to let you do this. What do you think we need to do with this? Like that
it's
stuff.
Big responsibility, yeah.
Right. It don't just happen. I think it goes back to the discipline. It goes back to those people seeing that he's mature enough to handle it.
Yeah,
just like you talked about with your kids. You show me you're mature, I'm gonna give you more leeway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you more and it's the same thing. So I don't think that those things. Yes, first of all, truly blessed.
Yeah,
truly
absolutely.
blessed to be placed in a situation. But then, you got to do some work on your own to get there too.
No, absolutely. I agree. Yeah,
so those things, I don't think they just happen. I think it comes from the hard work and the discipline and the, knowing that you got to be great at your craft and being, uncomfortable and just having a dynamic drive. And it don't matter what everybody else is doing. Like, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that, I guess you could say, with itness. If people call it that, when you're like, that boy got it,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, he got it,
Yeah.
and so you get those things, you get those privileges. I say privileges, but you get those opportunities.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
You get those opportunities.
People trust you, man. People trust you. They know that they can leave it in your hands,
And it's gonna be all right.
and it's gonna be taken care of.
Yeah.
And that's to me what you want in life, where they know that they can depend on you to get it done and get it done correctly.
And that's right there. You saying that, I was thinking about my mom. I'm so like, my mom was like, boy, if you're gonna do something, you better do it right.
That's right.
And if it's not done right, like, no, go back in there and do it right.
That's right.
That, I think when you do that in life, that's a recipe for success and greatness.
Absolutely.
I know we talked about your definition of success. What do you think it takes to achieve success?
I think it's different for every person, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I think when we first started, I said that earlier. What is, you have to assess what is success to that person. Is success money? Is success happiness? Is success love? Is success spirituality? It depends on that person and what their goal is in life. I don't even know if I was looking at it as success. I always was saying to myself, I need enough money to make sure I can take care of my mom if she ever needed it, I had it. That had always been my driving force behind everything. If she said she needed it, I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to figure out where it was coming from. If she said, baby, I need this, I needed to be able to say, bam,
done.
There it is. So my life has always been trying to make sure that she was in position. If she asked for it, I had it. So I never really, and I think the payoff of that was God said, cool, you do this, because I think some of us, our mission in life is to help others. And if we're lucky, God will kind of let us do some of the things that we want to do. But our general mission, like my two girls, my general mission is really them.
Take care of them.
But I'll let you play with your music stuff. Yeah. That seems to make you, no matter what, that seems to give you a little happiness or whatever that thing is. But I need you to really do this right here. But here's the payoff. You do this over here. You take care of that. I'll let you do that right there. And I really believe that that's why I've always been granted grace, because when I heard that verse speak, I mean that voice speak to me that said, this is what I need you to do, you know, I just did it. I never questioned it, like, why me? You know, it's never none of those kind of things. That's your lot in life. You know, you respond to it, you answer it. So when it comes to success, you know, you have to, that's an individual thing. What is success to you? You know, then after you figure out what is success to me, whatever that visual picture is, you know, you write it down like we said, and then you have to figure out the steps. So here's what success is to me. Success is this sentence. So now, what does it take for me to get this success that I long for? What do I have to do to get this true success? And then you go for it.
Yeah.
You know, I think, and I know we kind of simplify, but it truly really is that simple. Like I said, I remember going to college, having 6 jobs, sitting at one of my jobs, marketing research place, writing down all this stuff that I supposedly was going to do. And, you know, a couple of years ago, I had a chance to look at, I didn't even know I still had this piece of paper. But I went and I looked at the piece of paper, and I laughed. I'm like, because it's like a dream list almost. Here's what I want to do, blah, 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 blah. And here's how I'm going to do it. I mean, I had everything on there. I had the breakdowns to my businesses and all this stuff. And I looked at it and I'm like, wow. I did exactly what I said I was going to do on this piece of paper. It was amazing. I probably shouldn't have threw it away. Oh, yeah, I did that. Okay, cool. Now it's time for some new. Exactly. Now it's time. To the next now you acquire new good, because that's what happens in life. As soon as you get to this place right here, you say, oh, this don't even feel like the way I thought it was going to feel.
Let's go.
This is real basic feeling. Okay, well, let's try to do this right here. And then you do that right there, you're like, that still ain't giving me the feeling that I thought it was going to give me. So let's try to do this right here. And so I think that's what happens a lot in life. You know, you start to acquire or reach some of your goals, and then you start to change those goals. And that goes back to the whole Steve Jobs thing I was talking about. He would do one set of things, and once he did that, okay, what else y'all got? Okay, we had the little iPod thing. What else can we do? Well, we got an iPad too. Okay, great. All right, what can we do with music to turn the industry upside down? Well, let's do this to the music and the MP3s. And, you know, this guy was an innovator, you know. So I think, you know, success is in the mind of the beholder. You figure out what that is, whatever it is to you, because I don't want to sit here and say, this is what success is. You know, and I didn't have a grandiose plan of what success was for me. I just decided, one, didn't want mom to starve. If she needed it, I want to make sure she had a baby sister. I want to make sure she could get through school. What is it going to take for me to ensure that those people have what they need, and I get a chance to do some of these other things that I want to do musically? And I got lucky. Like I said, grace, or some old grandmother somewhere was probably praying for the family, and it worked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know.
One last question, and then we'll be good. Just sitting here hearing you talk about being able to have a strong mind to do the things that you wanted to do, regardless of what everybody else was doing. I think, you know, in our society now, it's super important for me, because I'm with teenagers, like the peer pressures and all of those things. And that's one thing that's really super on my heart as far as, letting those guys know that, hey, it's okay to do your thing.
You know what? You know what's so funny about that? How do you train that though? Like, honestly, I often look back, and my mom and dad didn't really say a lot to me. They didn't teach me about birds and bees.
Right.
All my mom would do was get with you if you got out of control. You know what I'm saying? And there wasn't that many times where she had to get with me. I was good at learning.
That's probably enough.
One good time. Oh, okay.
Hey, yeah.
She still got a good left. Okay, well, let me not do that. But there wasn't a lot of direction there. I think.
Right.
And it's sometimes it's like you have a family. In the family, there might be 3 kids or 4 kids, and for whatever reason, y'all can come out the same house, and there's 2 or 3 of the kids they just
different.
They get it.
Yeah.
And then you got that one that's like,
yeah,
why is this kid wilding out?
Yeah.
It's like that in life, man. Like I oftentimes spend time trying to figure out why did I. It's pretty. I remember in my when my father passed away, my mom mentioned it, and I never. This is not funny, but I kind of hurt my mom, but I wasn't trying to hurt her. When I was like 7th grade going to 8th grade, I'm dark skinned as you can see. So my mom wanted me to cut. We got that. Both of us. I appreciate that bright light on the brother. But my mom wanted me to cut the grass in the middle of the afternoon. When I get back, I want the grass cut. Okay, cool. So she got back earlier than expected. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for it to get cool. I'm just 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. Just didn't seem the right time.
That's hot.
Let me wait till 5-6 when we got that little sunset coming through. Yeah, now I'm going handling my business there. Since she didn't tell me early in the morning, hey, I need that cut. If you would have told me that like 9 o'clock, go get that done then before that sun hit. So, but by the time she got back home, she let me have it, dog, for like 30-40 minutes straight. Oh man, she ain't never went that raw on your boy, man. Just I did this for you, I did that for you. And I'm confused at this whole conversation because I'm a child. I don't remember asking to be in this world and asking for you to do all these things. And I don't ask for a lot, but she was going off.
Yeah.
So after her about hour-long rant that you got to listen to because she your mama.
Oh, yeah, you got to.
I looked at, and I must be crazy. I'm probably, and people say I'm crazy, so I'm probably crazy. I just looked at her and I said, you don't have to ever worry about doing nothing for me ever again. This is what a 7th grader is telling his mother.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
And I never realized. Like, if I was with you, and my mother,
hey.
and here's the funny thing: I forgot that I remember, but I kind of forgot that I said this to my mother. But I was true to my word. She never did anything for me again. So I started doing mixtapes and making music and all these kind of things to acquire my own money so I could get me clothes for school or whatever I wanted to get. Every once in a blue moon, she would have to be a parent and get me something, but for the most part, even going to college, I paid for it myself. So when my father passed away, that's when stuff starts to pop up and people start to remember things, the bad and the good, or some family member pops up that you ain't never seen before. You got a new brother over there that you ain't never seen before. You know how it goes. So we're looking for that. Like, hope it don't happen here. That didn't happen. But I was, my mom was like, she just broke down. She said, I never remember she said, me and your daddy ain't never have to do nothing for you. I remember what you told me that day. And she like, read it back to me word for word, and it kind of broke her heart because she wished that she was more of an active participant in my life, and I kind of stole that from her and even my dad too, because I was kind of distant too, because I'm one of those, and I'm still the same way, unfortunately, to this day. Once you cross me, you just get crossed out, and I don't know where that comes from in the kid. And I guess ultimately, sometimes you don't know why a kid is the way a kid is. Why is this kid different than this kid? Why was I defiant? Why I had a hard time listening to the crowd? I had a hard time rolling with the crew. If the crew had to fight, I would fight with the crew. Even if the crew did something stupid. But sometimes the crew was just so stupid, you just had to look and say, hey man, now what y'all doing is just stupid. Yeah. So now you want me to go roll and put my life in jeopardy because you just like to do stupid stuff.
Right.
And you gotta, at some point, you just gotta say, nah. And literally, in high school, I had to make a decision. Another bad story. You know how it is, you kids, the local, this school fight this school, or this hood fight that hood, all that kind of dumb stuff. And, I got caught up in one of those kind of situations where, the big battle is about to go down. Mm-hmm. You down with you got your crew, they got their crew. And when it was time for things to happen, my crew had vanished.
Oh no!
I was alone. One girl was left from our spot, and she was over there sitting looking. She's had my back, but she wasn't gonna be able to do much. And I got lucky because my father was in the military and we traveled a lot. That when we lived overseas in Germany, the one bad dude that was there, his brother happened to be friends with my older brother. Well, his brother, our brothers were close. They were best friends. So the guy was like recognizing, like, hey man, what you doing here? Like, you know. And he just gave me that look like, hey man, I'm gonna let you slide tonight, player, but you know, you on shaky ground, but because you almost, you know, we fam related, you getting off easy. And I learned that day that the only person that's gonna have your back in life usually is your mama. If you got some brothers and sisters, maybe them. That's a maybe. Your mama usually always got your back. And I just decided at that point, right there in high school, I'm done with the crew.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done hanging around groups of people who say they got your back, who say they got love for you. I'ma just, and I always did my own thing anyway, but that just solidified the only person you can depend on in life is yourself. You know, you can always depend on your mama, like the Pac song say. You can always depend on your mama. But aside from mama ain't gonna be able to fight with you. Well, some mamas will fight with you. Some mama will fight. Yeah, we done seen that. My mama, I seen her do some things, and we ain't getting into that right now because she an old lady now, and she trying to get close to Jesus at this point in her life, if you know what I mean. So we gonna let that other stuff ride. We don't get them stories. But, you know, I just learned at an early age, you know what, you gotta depend on you, and you gotta rely on you, and you can't be afraid to go against everybody else.
Right.
You gotta be man enough or woman enough to say that, you know what, this is not good for me. And for some people that's hard to do because they want we want friendship and we want to show people that we cool with them and we down with them. But what I've come to find in life, man, those are just moments in your life. That friend that you have when you're in 7th grade or 8th grade or 3rd grade, those people are there for but brief blips in your life. And usually they're not forever.
Yeah.
So you got to make a true assessment if this is the right thing for you to do. I got a lot of friends in jail and dead from bad decisions that they made because this is their crew. But that crew don't really got your back. They just a group of dudes that you can smoke and drink right now because you can get the smoke and you can get the drink. That's why y'all buddies right now. But y'all have no true commonality whatsoever. Y'all don't really have each other's back whatsoever. So you have to be able to be man enough or woman enough to say, this ain't for me. And everybody's not that strong.
Right.
And that to me is what's interesting, to go back to our original point that took us about 15 minutes to get there. That's the interesting thing about life, that, and you can't pinpoint it. Like you can look at, like sometimes if you got kids, you can see that, wow, this, I don't know. You could at an early age you start trying to combat what you see your child for real, because you can see it.
No doubt.
You know, like, ooh,
yeah.
That might be the one that want to hang with the crew and make bad decisions. So now your brain goes into, what do I need to do to keep him,
that dude busy. You ain't getting out of my sight.
There you go.
Like
so
I'm dragging you everywhere.
Exactly. So he can learn that, this is not the way. But a lot of times daddy ain't there to help through those problems and through those situations. Every kid don't got that. That's every kid need both parents there. I know that doesn't always happen. You know, a lot of that old school stuff needs to come back. It is such the right way. And I think we as a society, we've drifted so way off, like this interview has, so far off the mark. And we need to get back to the original mark that we spoke about. Success. It's what it means to you. You figure out what your success is. And then what you do is you fight. And you go through that battle, and you go through that struggle, and you don't let off the gas for 1 second until you achieve those goals.
Come on, somebody.
So
that's what they say.
Ultimately, that's what this whole interview was about. Your success. Yeah. That's what this was about. Well, it was two guys having a great time talking about our mouth. That's about 85% of what this is. But the 5% that we want you to get out of this is that you too can be a success, my friend. But what you got to do is stay focused. And all these stories, all this going to relate. Watch this. You have to stay focused. You can't allow nobody or nothing get you off your focus. You can't allow any struggle or fall or scratch or anything like that get you in a place where you like, oh, I can't get up. You gotta be like, oh, I fall and I can't get up. You can't get like that. You gotta fall and get back up. Yeah. And if you don't get nothing out of all this 300 minutes of tape that just rolled here, the most important thing to get out of this is keep your focus, man. Don't let anybody get you off your focus. And I hate to hit you with one of these trite expressions of, you can be and do whatever it is you want to do. But I promise you, that is the truth in life. You can do whatever you want to do, whatever you put your mind to. And it sounds like something that your mama say, or your daddy say, or a friend say. But it's really the truth. If you put your mind to it, you can't be stopped. And don't be one of those people that read all the books, all the self-help books. I got people that I know, they love self-help books. Ooh, they love them. They can't wait for a new one to come out. And the self-help book has not helped them yet. But they got all of them. They got a whole row. They got all the books. Every guru you can think of. Man, don't be a guru reader. Life is really simple. You don't, look, I'm gonna save you some time and some money. You don't need no book. Stay focused. Stay focused. Keep your belief in that higher power. Stay focused. And don't go off plan. If you stay focused and don't go off plan, you're gonna be all right. I done took at least 18 books out of your life. You don't never have to go get them. All them books are the same book. They gonna tell you the same thing. Success. You can go to the store right now and find 300 books on success. All these books is telling you the same thing. I'm gonna write one too one day. He gonna write 3. And it's going to be all versions of success. But success still comes down to the same thing. It comes down to your willingness to stay focused, to stay on point, and to fight through the struggle. Every book that you will find about success, every time he talked to somebody about success, all these interviews are going to come down to, man, he was really focused. Watch. Go back and watch all his videos. I bet you all the money in the world. Look, I have not watched them. I'm here to tell you, without watching them, you're going to see a common thread with everyone that you call a success. You'll see a common thread. They were focused. They didn't get off focus. They didn't let other people come into their life and infiltrate their dream. They didn't let dream killers bring them down. They were so focused, and you know what? And they worked harder than everybody else. I can guarantee you, I don't want to take your money. It's not fair. Because I'll be super rich if I said, I'll bet you all your money. And this is not what this is about. You trying to get your money. And I want this to be fair. But go back, look at the video, and write it down. This is a homework assignment on the Mad Hatter video. Go back and look at all the homies' videos. Take notes. What did each person say? His success was this. I'm telling you, it's going to be a common thread. They were all focused. They knew what they wanted to do. There was nothing that anybody was going to do to stop them from achieving their goals. It's simple. We as human beings, we make life hard. We cheat on our wives. We do dumb stuff. We get drunk. Whatever it is, we make life is so simple. If you stay focused, do the right things, don't do the wrong things, life is good.
There it is.
We make life fun by doing dumb stuff. And I ain't want to say it like that, but I'm trying to be nice because this is video. I'm trying to keep it professional. I'm trying to be as professional as I can be. But I'm telling you, go back, look at all the videos because he got them on there so you can look at them. So look at them. But I'm telling you, it's a common thread. In anybody's success story, there's a common thread. I don't care if you look at Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Puff Daddy, Jay-Z. Go look at your favorite rapper. Not that one. The real ones. The ones that got almost $1 billion. Go back and see. Go look at that Puffy movie. See why Puffy is why he is. Is he maybe a little arrogant? Sure. I ain't saying be arrogant. I'm just saying look at the work that was put in. Look at Jay-Z. Look at the work that was put in. Look at Beyonce. Look at the work. These people are workers. They work. They relentless. They monsters to working and doing it the right way and figuring out a new way to make something happen that's never happened before. They focus, man. Focus is the key thing. Focus. Don't let nobody take you off your focus. Don't let nobody take you out of your dream zone. Whatever you say you can achieve, achieve it. You do that, you'll be a success. And then maybe one day he can interview you about why you successful.
There it is.
There's no more to say. Go do some homework, holla at me. And then one day you can tell me how all his videos helped you be the person that you are today.
There it is. Well, Hatta, man, appreciate your time.
No,
baby.
thank you, man.
Appreciate your time.
I love what you're doing, man. Keep doing what you do for kids. The most amazing thing about what you do for kids is that you never know the impact you're going to have on that kid till he grown like you.
That's it. That's it.
You don't know. You hope that you put a little something in them, and kids, they need that. And a lot of time, the coach, because sometimes they may not have the right father figure at home, but sometimes the coach is the first father figure that put something in them that made them believe in itself.
Yeah, daddy coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
what my
it's all
head
about.
coach, man. We
Yeah.
like go over our responsibilities and everything, and under everybody, daddy coach.
That's right.
You know,
And it's a heck of a responsibility too,
Right.
because you're not out there. Yeah, you're out there because you want the young guy to be a great ball player, but more than
life.
anything, you want him or her, whatever the situation may be, to grow up to be a fine young individual.
True.
That's what you. The success for you is not if he turns out to be this great ball player. The success is if he. There you go. That's to me what real coaching is all about. That the coach was able to teach some lessons on how to become a man. That's the real coaches. Yeah, they had great players, but ultimately they had good young men and women grow up to be prosperous in whatever it is that they want to
Change
achieve.
life.
So that's what I hope you continue to do, my friend.
Thank you. Well, thank you guys for joining us for this episode of the Success Chronicles. We'll see you next time. God bless.
They confused. So what did we learn again?